right, so now we're still adding rational numbers, but now we're looking at them in a decimal perspective, okay? And we can work with decimals because we've done that before and we know them. The thing we remember with decimals is the decimal has to line up, right? All right, so we have negative 75ths, hundredths. Remember, we have to read those right. And then negative 1 5/10, okay? So those are the two decimals we're looking at. Well, first we want to take the absolute value of both because it's easier to work with positive numbers. So the absolute value of 75 hundredths would be 75 hundredths positive. And the absolute value of negative 1 5/10 would be just 1 5/10. Now, we don't have to do any comparison here. We don't have to see which one's the bigger value to know which one we're taking from because they were both negatives. Okay? So we get to add them. We get to add these like normal. Okay? But with decimals, we can't add this way. We have to line them up. So 75, and then we want to line that decimal up. So the 5 would go under the 7, and 1 would go here. Okay? Hopefully this is kind of refreshing your memory some. The decimals are aligned, so decimals drop down. Now we're just going to add. So 5 plus 0 is 5. 7 plus 5 is 12. Carry the 1. 2 and 25 hundredths is what we get. But we have to go back. We have the same sign, so we have to make sure we put the sign. So the final answer would be negative 2 and 25 hundredths. Okay? So like I said, decimals are a little easier just because you don't have to change anything. You just have to line them up. You have to remember that process. So let's do 2 examples, kind of like what we did with fractions, just so we can keep working with them, okay? So this is going to be example number 1. We got negative 3 3/10 plus negative 2 7/10. So we take the absolute value. So negative 3 3/10 becomes 3, positive 3 3/10. And then negative 2 7/10 becomes positive 2 7/10. We need to look at the signs. Are the signs the same? Yes, so we add. But decimals, we can't add straight across. We have to line up the decimals. So 3 3/10 plus 2 7/10. And we see how those decimals are in line. And then we can add. So 3 plus 7 gives us 10. Carry your 1. 3 plus 2 is 5. Plus 1 is 6. But our answer is not 60 because we have to bring that decimal down. But is 6 our final answer? Or if you leave it a 6.0, that's okay. But is that our final answer? No, because we need to go back and look at our signs. So our original, both were negative. So we have to keep that negative. So our final answer is negative 6. Okay? And you don't have to leave the .0 because that just represents 6, okay? Let's look at example number 2, okay? Let's look at another. So we have negative 5 34 hundredths plus 4. So first, we want to take the absolute value before we do anything of both numbers. So the absolute value of negative 5 34 hundredths would be positive 5 34 hundredths. And the absolute value of 4 would be 4. Now, we got a problem. We got different signs. So we need, out of these, which one has the greatest absolute value? So which one's distance is further from 0? So would you rather have $5.34 or $4? We want that $5. So we are subtracting because signs are different, and we're going to be doing $5.34 minus 4. But we have to line up decimals. So it's going to end up looking like 534 minus, well, where does my 4 go? So 4 is going to go below the 5, and then we'll just put zeros. So 4 minus 0 gives us 4, 3 minus 0 gives us 3, and 5 minus 4 gives us 1. But we have to bring that decimal down. Okay, so bring that decimal down. So we have 1 and 34 hundredths is our final answer, but it's not final because we need to remember our sign. And our biggest value was of the negative, so our final answer is negative 1 and 34 hundredths. Okay? Hopefully y'all are understanding this. I hate y'all are not in class and we can't have that discussion, but hopefully I'm entertaining and we're getting it together. So let's do one more thing together because we don't like word problems. Word problems take too much time and they take too much work. I know, I was a student before too. I didn't like them. But it's something you really need to know and we need to learn how to work through them and work good at them, okay? So your bank account balance is negative $20.85. So you bought something that was too expensive and now you have negative dollars in your bank account. That's not a good thing. But your mom's gonna help you out or your dad's gonna help you out and they give you money to go deposit. So you're giving the bank $15.50. So you're giving them that back, okay? Now, what is your new balance, okay? So, first we want to know what our original is. Well, our original is that negative 20, so negative 20 and 85 cents. That's our original. All right? And you give the bank $15.50. So this is given to the bank. And it's given to the bank to kind of help that balance. So the bank is adding that, okay? So we're gonna do the same process. First, we want to get the absolute value of both. So the absolute value of negative $20.85 would be positive $20.85. And then the absolute value of $15.50 would just be $15.50. All right, well, signs are different. We have a positive and a negative because we had a negative 20 and a positive 15. So what do? We're gonna subtract. So we subtract the smallest from the largest. What's our largest? The $20. So we're just gonna subtract this way. But we can't subtract like this. We have to line the decimals up. So we are gonna line them up. So it's gonna be $20.85 minus $15.50. All right? So I'm gonna put this up. Hopefully you can work this out as I put the answer up here. So when you subtract, you should get $5.35. But then we have to remember to keep the sign that's the biggest. And our biggest sign was a negative number. So your new balance is negative $5.35. All right, that was a lot at once. I hate y'all weren't here. If you have any questions, email me, remind me, get in contact with me, and I'll be able to help you. Good luck.